using cobalt, wet the paper, going little diagonal, not that you can see much in here, and little bits across here. Take a tissue, in part, don't molt over and when you're happy, just leave it like that. Don't go over all of it. Do you see here? It's nice to have these hard lines sometimes and soft lines somewhere else. And with raw sienna, and I'm going to try and get some dry brush texture down here. Some dry brush, and wait for that to dry and then come back to it. So this is going to be the hedges in bits, hopefully. I really wouldn't overwork this, by the way. There's a little bit of green here, so that can go like that. If you find that this is, I actually quite like that at the moment, but if you find that it is dispersing too much, wait for it to dry just a little bit, or make the paint thicker. Start putting that on here as a framing tool, because this is the focal point, isn't it? And you want everything to go along here. So you're going to map in these. You can always go over it afterwards. Dabbing. You can change brushes if you want and try a bigger one. Oh, that's better. And then you can go over these blue, cobalt blue trees that you've got here, because they've actually in a line, you can see them going up. Actually, I'm going to try these longer strokes and build them up like that. I wonder if that'll work or not. One way to find out. Shorter strokes at the back, medium strokes in the middle. Don't go over your tree. I think my tree's gone for a button. Try not to overdo it. I'm going to let that dry, but can you see that I'm actually building up distance with this? That's still too wet, isn't it? I think I'm going to make this quite wet and wet, because you want this quite, as long as you've got the diagonals coming through, doesn't really matter. And there are little clumps of trees. I might cut this off at the top bottom as well. and you can leave this quite impressionist. Last video, so I've been doing quite a bit of work on this. Some things I'm pleased with, some things I am not. So I actually quite like these little hedges, sort of little trees that I've done here. So I just thought it's almost like I scattered them down, but I didn't. I just put them in. Do you remember I put in on damp paper first, let them dry, and then, because you can see very clearly here, the light is coming from the right to the left. Actually, I haven't said that, but that needs to be said very clearly. The light is coming from the right to the left. You can see that with the shadows coming here. And so I've tried to do this here. A little bit more impressionistic, I think you'll see. So I need to break up some of these with some, because this house is almost as big as this house, so I'm going to just I don't like that either. Oh dear. Right. I'm going to put a hedge in front of it. When in doubt, put a hedge in front to break that up just a little bit more. I've been dying to do this painting for a long time, so I'm quite pleased at my first attempts. I'll be interested to see what you can do. Maybe you can get some ideas from it as well. My point is that I would try and make this bigger, so make this more of your focal point. I think you can see here that this is kind of competing now with this, and this here, not so much. So you could put, I think it is nice to have a few little more houses, but maybe this is fine. That's fading towards the background. Yes, I am criticizing myself. But these are, there's too much, and they're too much the same size. So you could make this a teeny tiny bit bigger. I think I've actually made it too small. So for me, this is successful for a little impressionist painting. It's a little sort of watercolor sketch of the scene, and I am pleased with it. Back again, just very quickly. So what I did was I have put more contrast around the house, and you've got this diagonal going up, so that has bringing your eye. And then I actually think it does bring your eye around, and I have broken this up. I did demolish one house. Can you see there? So I hope you enjoy your time in Tuscany. Really interested to see what everybody else does with it as well. So yeah, enjoy. Okay, ciao. I can say ciao now, and there actually is. I'm gonna go. Okay, bye.